Whoa. Why do I look so dead? Lighting, save me. Be warmer, please. Okay, maybe... I'm sorry if it's like a weird cool tone, but we're gonna go with it. Hey, hello, what's up? It's me, Dana from waitlisted.at.hogwarts, and it's been a while! Might be my new intro because, once again, it's been a while since I've filmed a video. Regardless, I have energy today. I'm super excited to be filming, finally. You just have no idea. I have not had energy to film, and it's been a nightmare, and now I'm finally filming again, and it feels so good in my soul. So yeah, I'm very excited to be filming right now, if you couldn't tell. Today, I wanted to discuss a little bit, this is like more of a discussion-based video, about what draws me into books that I choose to read. Like, is it the synopsis? Is it the cover? Is it the author? What factors into me wanting to pick up a book? I am really excited to announce that I am working with this lovely company called Wonderkind PR, which is a boutique company that represents a ton of different authors and books. For this video, they sent me a few books that I'm going to talk about, which basically instigated my question of like, what draws me in to pick up certain books. I'm also going to include some books that I've recently acquired or recently started to read or recently read. So there's a large, vast amount of books in this video that I wanted to talk about. Let's get started. I'm so excited to talk about these books. So the first book I wanted to talk about is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Basically, there are two reasons I decided to pick this up. One was because it was recommended to me by a friend who I trust dearly. She's a lovely human. Her name is Tara, and she is a soon-to-be booktuber in the community. She gave me the synopsis, which is the second reason why I was drawn into this, which I will get to in a second, but she told me the synopsis, and then I immediately had to pick it up. And the synopsis is basically that it's just a classic retelling of the story of Patroclus and Achilles, except for that they were in love. And that just like, I don't know, I'm an English major, love classic Greek mythological legends, love reading them and studying them, even though they're very problematic, but I think they're very interesting to study. And when there are retellings, I just love retellings. So because it's kind of in my area of study, but also very different, I think is a factor of this book that really drew me in. Also, there's love between two boys, and that always draws me in. And the next book I wanted to talk about, which I recently read but acquired a while back, is Vicious by Victoria Schwab. Basically, I read her Shades of Magic series, which is like one of my favorite series on the planet. It is so, so good. So I had to pick up Vicious. I was actually holding off because Vengeful, which is the second book, is coming out very soon, and I wanted to like limit the time between Vicious and Vengeful, but eventually I just could not hold off anymore, so I read it. It is wonderful. Basically, it is about these two college roommates who discover the key to becoming superheroes, and it is told between like the present time, which is 10 years after they discover it, and then flashbacks to when they were in college together and figuring this out. And it is so cool. I love superhero books, which is one of the elements of why I picked this up. I'm also just in love with Victoria Schwab's writing. Her Darker Shades of Magic series is my favorite thing on the planet, so I have to pick up pretty much anything she writes from here on out. Especially after reading this, I know just like whatever she writes, it could be a grocery list or whatever, I don't even care, I will read it. She is one of my favorite authors of all time. So it was definitely a combination of the author, the fact that it's about two college roommates, which I think is super cool because I'm currently in college. Also, my roommate was pestering me to read it, as well as my friend Ava. So those were definitely factors of why I read it. But again, the synopsis just sounded so cool. I love superheroes. I love like college roommate type stories. And also there is a sexual representation in here, and that is always wonderful to have. So those elements, of course, and it being written by Victoria Schwab, are the reasons why I picked up Vicious, and I highly recommend it to anyone who likes those types of books. Just trigger warnings on like self-harm / suicide, because that's a very large factor of this book, so just putting that out there. But yeah, highly recommend if you can handle it. It is so, so good. And the next book I'm going to talk about is actually one of the lovely titles that was pitched to me by Wonderkind PR, and it is Pride and Prometheus. This one I picked for similar reasons as The Song of Achilles. It is actually a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but is also combined with Frankenstein, I believe. So as an English major, I'm actually currently in an 18th century British women's literature class, so we just read Frankenstein, so I knew that this is a title I wanted to pick up, and that is why I decided to try it. Classic retellings are just like one of my favorite genres ever. I love retellings, and just Pride and Prejudice meets Frankenstein sounds so cool and pretty epic, so I will get back to you on what I think about this one. The next title is also one of the ones that Wonderkind PR kindly sent to me, and it is called Space Opera by Catherine M. Valente. And basically, what caught me for this one, what really drew me in, was that I heard it was like Eurovision, which is a European singing competition, but in space. Eurovision in space. If you're American, it's probably something similar to like American Idol, but in space. The Voice, but in space. It's a space version of a singing competition. I don't know. This sounded so unique, so fun. I am here for it, and that's what drew me into this space opera. I'm excited to read it. I recently acquired this one. It is out, so you can too. It sounds really cool. Honestly, I don't really know anything other than it's a singing competition in space, but that immediately drew me in. So yeah. The next book I picked up recently is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. So this is a big name title. I think it was #1 on the New York Times list last week, or the first week it came out. Was that last week? I think that was last week. I don't even know what the dates are, they're confusing. So there are many reasons why I decided to pick up Leah on the Offbeat. One, I loved Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and I also thought they did a fantastic job with Love, Simon, which is the movie adaptation. So well done, movie people, for not ruining Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I also really loved The Upside of Unrequited, which is the second book in the Simon verse, so I just knew I had to pick up Leah on the Offbeat. Also, just Leah in general was one of my favorite characters when I read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. She is bisexual. She is coming to terms with that and coming out, and I love books about LGBT teens, so that is one of the factors that drew me in. Also, the cover is amazing, and also Leah, as you can see by the cover, is an overweight teenage girl, and so I really like to read books that have diverse body representation, and she is definitely a minority in terms of characters in the YA community in body representation. So that is another factor, and also dealing with having low wealth in a wealthy community is a factor that is in this book, and that is something I feel like I will be able to relate to a little bit, seeing as I am a scholarship student at a private white university. So wealth is often something that is on my mind, in the fact that I have less than a lot of other people who are here. So I think there are many relatable qualities in this book that I will be able to take away from it. We are also reading it for the Hot Mess Book Club Book of the Month for May. Our live show has yet to be determined like when that will be, but that is another factor. I mean, I would have picked this up anyways, regardless of whether it's the book of the month, but it is another reason to pick this up very, very soon. So I think that's what drew me into Leah on the Offbeat. Like, everything about it pretty much drew me in, and that is wonderful. And the last book that Wonderkind PR kindly sent to me is Tangled Lands. The authors are Paolo Bacigalupi and Tobias S. Buchel. I probably butchered those. Very, very sorry about that. I am very intrigued by co-written books. I'm actually currently co-writing a book with my friend Tara, so I am very interested in reading co-written books and seeing how they blend together and whether you can hear the two voices. That is one thing that intrigued me. I also really, really like the cover because I think it's quite gorgeous. So that also drew me in. And just the line in the synopsis of "It is a world where magic destroys" sounds really cool and really epic. So I am very excited to pick this up. I hope I can get to it soon, but again, I have not been reading that much lately, so there's a chance it's gonna be like summer, and that's when I'm gonna get to this. So the last book I want to talk about in this video is one that I recently acquired, and it is Tempests and Slaughter by Tamara Pierce. So Tamara Pierce is actually an author who's written a ton of stuff, and most people read her books throughout their childhood. However, I did not. I did not read that many Tamara Pierce books, but I know her writing is supposed to be wonderful, and since coming to college and being in a lot of creative writing classes, most people use her as like their favorite author that they loved and read as a child. So I wanted to read her newest book because her other ones, like how old the series are and how long and how many other series she has, just like is kind of daunting, and I don't know if I want to go that far back, but I really do want to read her writing. And also this one features a magic school. I love magic universities slash schools, as I said before, so that is an element that really draws me in. Also the cover is beautiful. Also the fact that Tamara Pierce is a very renowned author and I have not read that much of her work makes me want to read it even more. And there's a very good potential in here in the synopsis for a very kick-ass female character, which I am 100% here for. And that is it for my why I might find a book compelling video. Let me know what your like bookish buzzwords are, if you will, in the comments down below, because I would love to hear what draws you into books, whether it's the covers, the authors, the synopsis. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you are not yet subscribed to my channel but you would like to be, go ahead and click that subscribe button / that bell button, because then you'll be notified for when I post future videos. Thank you for watching, and thank you Wonderkind PR for working with me on this video. Bye!